Hey guys, so today I have my April project pan update to share with you. My project pan is where I document the process of using up makeup products. It's a lot of fun, it's oddly satisfying, so I hope you enjoy if you are new to this series. But I have 10 makeup products that I am working on. Most of them I am trying to use up completely. Sometimes the goal will just be to hit pan, but this month I have some exciting updates. I did use up one product, so I will be rolling a new product in to replace it. And then I also have two products that I've decided to roll out. I'll explain why, but that does mean I'll have a total of 3 new roll-ins this month. So excited to have some fresh starts here as we're getting into the spring, but let me go ahead and show you the products that I've been working on and my progress. So the first product, this actually I rolled in last update. This is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. And my goal with this is really to use it up by the end of the summer because this is kind of more of a summer foundation for me. I've actually been really enjoying this though, more than I thought I would. I think what I found with this, it has been a little bit hit or miss for me in the time that I've had it, but I think what I figured out is that as long as my skin isn't terribly dry and I prep my skin really well with nice hydrating skincare products, it looks really nice. So I've actually made some good progress this month. The blue lines are where I've marked it, so this top one is where I started and this is where I am now. And I mean, if you look at it sideways, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot left in here. I do think there is quite a bit though, kind of in the bottom, so I do think it'll be another few months before I finish this, but I'm really excited. I think if I continue at this rate, I should be able to reach my goal of finishing this by the end of this summer. So that's exciting. This is my oldest foundation, so that's why I want to get this used up. So another product that I've actually been using as a base product as well, this is the Pacifica Liquid Cover Concealer. So I was actually a little overconfident in my ability to use this up. I thought I would have this finished this update. It is not quite there. If you watched my video about 3 ways to remove makeup stoppers, I did remove the stopper on this in that video. So you might have thought that because of that I would have this finished this update. It is just not quite there. There's actually quite a bit still in there. I also did scrape out everything that I could and put it into this little container. So that's what's in there, which doesn't look like a lot, but I use so little of this at a time. I've actually been using this a lot as a foundation, so I've really been kind of bouncing back and forth between these two. And if I'm using a different foundation, I will use this a lot as a spot concealer, but I just use so little at a time that it is taking a little bit longer than I expected to get through it, but I am pretty confident that this will be done in my next update. Alright, so then we have a liquid blush. This is the Clove and Hallow Hydratint Serum Blush in the shade Blossom. So this is where I marked it last month, this lowest mark, and I don't think I'm going to mark it again this time because I don't think it's gone down a whole lot since then. It is kind of hard to tell where I am right now, but I don't think I have moved much further down from where it was last month, even though I used it quite a few times. So I'm not sure if maybe this line was a little bit lower than it should have been last month, or if it's just not really moved a whole lot, but I've definitely been using it a ton. It's at kind of this weird point where like the brush definitely still reaches, but I am definitely more than halfway done with this, so I'm not sure how long this is going to take to actually finish, but I would like to finish this by the end of the year. That's the goal. And I'm really enjoying it. I will sometimes wear it on its own, or I layer it with other things. I've also been layering it quite a bit with the other blush that I have in here, a powder blush. This is the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in Natural Twinkle, and those are the 2 blushes that I have on today. So normally I'll put this kind of all over my cheeks, sometimes even across the bridge of the nose, and then I'll take the CoverGirl blush and mainly focus it kind of in the outer part of my cheeks because it's like a little bit deeper and more mauve-y than the Clove and Hallow blush. This CoverGirl blush I feel like I'm making such good progress on. I feel like every month I'm expanding the pan quite a bit. Because this is kind of a sheer blush, I do have to build it up quite a bit, so I think that's why I've been seeing such consistent progress with it, but I definitely think I'm on track to finish this by the end of the year as well, maybe even sooner than that. I really hate the pan shape of this because especially as you get towards the end, it gets really hard to pick up any on your brush. I probably will repress it at some point. I don't think I'm quite to that point yet, but maybe I'll even repress it into a different pan just so that it's easier to get it all out of there, but we'll see. I don't know if I have any other pans available to use right now, but that is how we are doing on those blushes. Feeling really good about them. I do feel like it's going to be another several months before they are finished, but I am definitely making good progress on both. I also have a mini liquid highlighter in this project pan. This is the Becca liquid highlighter in Champagne Pop. Just this little mini one. I cannot imagine how long it would take to use up the full size of this. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, this has been in the project since January, since the intro, and this is where I marked it then, and in the past 2 updates I haven't been able to draw another line because it has barely moved, even though I've used it a ton. But I'm happy to say I'm finally starting to see some visible progress. You can definitely see there that it is settling lower than where that line is. So I do feel like there's quite a bit of highlight just sticking to the sides versus where the majority of it has actually settled. Like we are more, I do think we're actually closer to here right now, but I don't want to mark it prematurely. So I think I'm just going to mark it where it's like visibly moved. All right, so I drew another mark with my black nail polish. I like to use nail polish so that it doesn't wear off as easily as a Sharpie. That is where we are. I'm happy to finally be seeing some progress on this. Again, the goal is just to use this up this year. Hopefully, I think it should be doable. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot left in here. A lot of times when I don't use this as a cheekbone highlighter, today I actually do have some on my collarbones. And then I've also been applying this underneath my under eye concealer just to give a little bit of extra luminosity. That's a tip that I learned from some of you guys. So that's been a great way to get a little bit more use out of it. I know if I wanted to use it up really quickly, I could like mix it in with my body lotion and just use it up really quickly that way. But I'm still really enjoying using it on my face. So I am going to keep using it and just see how much longer it takes to finish. So then I have two eyeliners, a liquid and a pencil. So first I have the Marc Jacobs Highliner Mini in the shade Black. The progress on this has been quite slow, I will say, but I am making progress, so that's good. I feel like I'm also gonna start using this. I'm gonna try to start using this more often. Lately I've just been using this to tightline, but yeah, I mean, I'm not in a huge hurry to finish this, but I would like to finish this at some point this year. Hopefully I can start using it in more ways, like maybe I can also start using it as a winged liner. But yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways you can use a liner. You could also use eyeliners as like a cream shadow base, but I don't know if I really feel like doing that with this, honestly. I don't know how well this would work for that because it's not a very creamy formula, so it might be kind of stiff, kind of hard to blend, so I might try that, but again, like I said, I'm not in a huge rush to finish this. So the other eyeliner that I have in is the NYX Vivid Brights liquid liner in the shade Vivid Halo, which is a pastel yellow. I rolled this in last month because I felt like it would just be very spring appropriate, and I set the very attainable usage goal of 3 uses for March, and I did use it exactly 3 times. I had a lot of fun with this. I used it 2 of the times I used it, I popped like a light pastel color in my inner corner. Once I did that with a mint green, and then another time I did it with like a pastel sky blue. And then I just did a wing with this kind of in the outer half of my upper lash line. So simple, so like bright and springy. I loved both of those. I think I'm going to continue doing looks like that whenever I'm not in the mood to do like a really complicated look. That's probably the kind of look I'm going to default to because it's so much fun and it's so easy. It takes like 2 minutes max. Oh, and then the third look I did with this was a little bit more of an elaborate pastel look with the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette. I actually filmed that for my Patreon, but I'll pop a picture of that look on the screen here. That was a lot of fun as well. So those were the 3 times that I used this month, and my goal is just to continue using this 3 times a month. I'm not trying to use this up in a specific time frame. I'm more just have it in the project pan so that I will remember to get use out of it, because I do feel like this kind of thing tends to go neglected in my collection. Highly recommend if you have any like liquid or any kind of like colorful liners in your collection and you do a project pan, try rolling it into your project pan and just using it like just a few times a month. It's been really fun to like create looks around this liner. So this next product is the one that I finished. I'm so excited. I think we all saw this one coming, but this is the Milani lip gloss in Soft Rose. So this is completely empty. You might have seen that I removed the stopper of this. I did film a video showing you 3 ways to remove the stopper from makeup products, which I can link below if you missed it. After that, I was able to use this up pretty quickly. I used this a ton. I really just decided I'm gonna use this up this month, and I did. So that is my first gloss empty of the year. Ever since last year, I've been on a roll with using up lip glosses. So because I've been just using up lip glosses left and right, I am going to be replacing this with another lip gloss, which I'll share in just a moment. But first I want to chat about the last 2 lip products that I was working on in March, and both of these I have actually decided to remove from the project and potentially declutter. I think I actually might declutter these. Both of these are really old. They're both red lip products. I was feeling so ambitious with these when I rolled them in. So first we have the Milani lip liner in the shade True Red. This is probably the oldest product in my collection. I think I've had this since 2015. And at first I didn't think there was anything wrong with it because it is a pencil that you sharpen, and I feel like generally lip liners that you sharpen like this don't expire as quickly as, say, a retractable liner, just because most of that product is not like exposed to air for the majority of its lifespan. But I'm starting to think that this probably is expired, because the last few times I've worn it on my lips, I just feel like it has a little bit of a smell to it that it didn't used to have. So yeah, actually, now that I'm saying all this out loud, I think I am going to be decluttering this. I actually do have a red lip liner from Koki that I haven't opened yet, but I did receive that in PR. I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace this with that one. I already know I love the Koki lip liners, so I think it's time to retire this. I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I mean, look how little it is. I only managed to use this one time in March. And the one time I used it, I was like, you know what, I think this has turned. I think it has gone bad. So I don't have another line to draw on my little paper here. I only got a grand total of 4 uses out of this since I rolled it into the project in February. And you know, as much as I do love red lipstick, and that's a big part of the reason why I rolled this and the other red lip product into the project, was because I love red lipstick and I just wanted to encourage myself to wear it more, like just to step out of my comfort zone and incorporate it into more looks. But I've just been in more of a nude mood lately. Like, I've been more into nude lipsticks for whatever reason. Nude lipsticks, lip glosses, lip liners, that has been my jam recently. So you'll see in a moment I'm going to be rolling in some nude products. You know, there's no point in forcing myself to use products that I'm just not really vibing with. So that's actually going to go straight into the garbage. And then the other lip product that I think I'm also going to declutter this. This is also quite old. I'm sad to say this, but this is the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in the shade Tulip Treatment. This is not nearly as old as that Milani lip liner. I've had this since spring 2018, so it is nearing its 4th birthday, 4th anniversary of entering my life. This I did manage to get some good use out of. I've had this in the project since January, and I've used it since then as both a cream blush and as a lipstick, and I love the color, but again, I feel like the smell of this has changed. And with the change in smell and the fact that I've had it for 4 years, it depends on what type of product we're talking. Like with powder products, I'm willing to keep those longer, you know, up to 4 or 5 years because they're powder products. But with a cream product like this that has an applicator that you're putting back and forth in and out that goes on your lips, I'm a little more hesitant to keep those around, you know? So I think it's probably also time that I retire this. And either way, even if I wasn't going to declutter this, I think I would probably still take it out of the project pan just because, like I said, as much as I love red lipstick, and this is one of my favorite reds of all time, it's like such a fun, bright watermelon red, I just haven't been in the mood to wear red lipstick recently. Like I said, I've just been into more nude colors, or when I'm going for something colorful, I'm going for corals and like peachy tones. So anyway, let this be your reminder that if you are panning something and you're not enjoying it, you're just not feeling inspired to use it, you can roll it out. So we do have that empty Milani gloss and these 2 products I'm removing from the project, so that means I have 3 new products to roll in. I'm so excited. So first, I knew I wanted to replace that Milani gloss with a different gloss because I think from here on out, or until I decide I don't want to do this anymore, I think I'm gonna try to always have 1 lip gloss in my project pan at a time because I just enjoy panning lip glosses and they're pretty easy for me to go through these days. So I've decided to replace that one with my next oldest lip gloss, which is the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in Pink Cosmo. I love this gloss. I'm so excited to start working on it in this project pan. This is how much I have, and this will be great because this actually will settle very easily. So as long as I leave this standing upright, I can see exactly how much I have left. So this is how much I have left right now. I have, I think, a little bit less than half. I know that I've seen people pan these. These actually do come with less product than other glosses. This only comes with 0.09 ounces or 2.7 grams. I think the Milani gloss says 0.13 ounces. So this has less than the Milani gloss, which this one didn't take me that long to go through either. I think I started panning this in November. Yeah, I'm gonna predict 2 to 3 months with this. I think I should be able to go through this pretty quickly, especially since I've already used this much and I haven't even been focusing on it. So that's the first product I'm rolling in. The other 2 products, I actually ended up doing some polls over on my Patreon to have my patrons help me pick the products because I was having trouble deciding. I had a couple different options I was trying to pick from. So first, I knew I wanted to roll in a new lipstick. And I was between two different nude ones, my CoverGirl lipstick in Honeyed Bloom and my e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick in Cream. And as of right now when I'm filming this, the poll is actually tied. A little while ago, Honeyed Bloom from CoverGirl was in the lead. And this is kind of the one I was leaning towards too because this one is older, and I do think this one will be a little bit easier to go through because it is a softer formula. And after the Physicians Formula Tulip treatment, this is my current oldest lip gloss, and this is a really light pink nude color that is just a perfect color for the spring. This is the e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick. It's a little bit lighter, but honestly a similar tone. But I do think I am going to go with the CoverGirl Honeyed Bloom for now. Just because I think this will be a little bit quicker to use up, and maybe I could even use this up like this summer because I really don't have a whole lot left, and this is a super soft formula. It also, because it's so creamy, it's not the longest lasting lipstick, so this is something I could reapply throughout the day. And of course I also like to wear lipsticks as cream blushes. So I'm gonna go with Honeyed Bloom. I'm excited to start working on this. I actually do have this on today. I'm wearing this over the Kokie lip liner in nude, and then I also topped everything with the e.l.f. lip plumping gloss. Really pretty combo. I think I'm going to be wearing that combo a lot. Even without them being in the project pan, these are two lip colors that I've been reaching for a lot lately, so I'm excited to have those officially in the project and to start using them up. And then the other two products I was deciding between were a face powder and a bronzer. The face powder was the e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. This is one that I already have pan in. And then the bronzer, this is my oldest bronzer, it's the Jordana Powder Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed, and my goal I think would be to hit pan on this. And between these two, they actually voted unanimously for the Jordana bronzer. So that is the one we're going to work on. This one got 15 votes, the e.l.f. one got 2 votes. So sorry e.l.f. powder, maybe next time, but I'm excited because I haven't had a bronzer in my project pan in a while. Like, I don't even remember the last time I had a bronzer in my project pan. Yeah, it's been a long time, so I'm excited to work on this. This is my oldest bronzer. I've had this since August 2019. Yes, I do meticulously keep track of the exact month that every product enters my collection. It comes in handy though when I'm trying to decide on project pan items because I do like to prioritize older products. So yeah, it is about time I hit pan on this. I think I have worn away quite a bit of that imprint over here, so I'm really curious to see how long this takes to hit pan on. Who knows? Could be this month, could be 4 months from now. We'll just have to see, but I'm excited to start using that. It's a really great bronzer. It is kind of glowy, but it's a nice, kind of more reddish toned bronzer. It doesn't look that red toned in the pan, but on my skin it ends up pulling kind of reddish, which is nice because it does give a sun-kissed look, which makes sense because that's the name of it. So yeah, a big thank you to my patrons for voting. I know these two lipsticks were tied, so maybe this will be the next one that I roll in, the e.l.f. one, but I think that is going to do it for this month's update. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. I upload 4 videos a week, all kinds of content about using what you have. I do project pans, I do shop my stash content, and all kinds of other makeup content in between, so I would love to have you subscribe and stick around, and hopefully I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye!